Imagine walking into a store where nothing has a real price anymore. Milk costs $4, or maybe $6. Rent is $1,200, or $15. Your salary went up, but somehow you're poorer. Nobody can explain why. They just shrug and say, "That's the market." Here's the uncomfortable truth. Money is supposed to anchor prices, and right now that anchor is drifting. Not breaking, not snapping, drifting. And when prices lose their anchor, everything starts floating, including your sense of what anything is actually worth. This matters now because people feel it before they understand it. They feel it at the grocery store. They feel it when renewing a lease. They feel it when saving suddenly feels pointless. And yet, most explanations miss the core problem. So let's slow this down. No jargon. No lectures. Just the system, step by step, as it actually works. Money only does 3 jobs. It's a tool to buy things, a ruler to measure value, and a place to store effort over time. The second job is the fragile one. Prices only make sense if money is a stable measuring stick. A meter is always a meter. A kilogram doesn't change every year. But money does. And when money changes faster than prices can adjust, the ruler bends. First, nobody panics, because prices don't jump all at once. They slide, they stagger, they lag. That lag is where confusion lives. To understand how money loses its anchor, we need to rewind to when prices actually meant something solid. For most of modern history, money was tied to something outside the system. Gold, silver, fixed exchange rates, hard limits. You couldn't just create unlimited units without consequence. The anchor was physical, heavy, slow. That made prices boring. A loaf of bread didn't feel like a guessing game. Rent didn't feel like a negotiation with chaos. Long-term planning worked. Then the anchor loosened. Not overnight. Gradually, quietly, governments realized something useful. If money is flexible, crises become easier to manage. Wars, recessions, bank failures, pandemics. Instead of raising taxes immediately or letting systems collapse, you can inject money. Liquidity, they call it. Stability, they promise. And at first, it works. When new money enters the system slowly, prices don't react violently. They absorb it. But here's the catch. Money never enters evenly. It enters through specific doors. Banks, financial markets, government spending.
Large institution.
That means some prices move early. Assets move first. Stocks, real estate, bonds, collectibles. These prices rise quietly, often celebrated as growth. Consumer prices move later. Food, rent, services, insurance, wages move last. This delay is the hidden mechanism. By the time everyday prices rise, the money has already changed hands. So when people ask, why is everything more expensive? The honest answer is awkward. Because prices are catching up to money that already exists. This is where the anchor starts slipping. Prices are no longer anchored to production or scarcity alone. They're anchored to expectations. What people believe money will be worth tomorrow. If businesses expect higher costs, they raise prices early. If landlords expect inflation, rents move preemptively. If workers expect higher prices, they demand higher wages. This feedback loop matters more than any single policy decision. Once expectations shift, the anchor weakens fast. Now add another layer. Debt. Modern money is debt-based. Most money is created when someone borrows. A mortgage, a business loan, government bonds. Every dollar begins as a promise to repay more dollars later. That structure assumes growth. More output, more productivity, more future income. But when growth slows and debt keeps expanding, tension builds. To keep the system stable, interest rates stay low. Low rates make borrowing cheap. Cheap borrowing creates more money. Again, it works until it doesn't. Because low rates don't just stimulate activity. They distort prices. When money is cheap, everything looks affordable. Assets inflate. Risk hides. Bad investments survive. This is how prices detach from reality without anyone noticing. It feels normal while it's happening. Homes double in price. Stocks hit record highs. People say, that's just how it is now. But the anchor isn't holding. It's being replaced by momentum. And momentum is fragile. Here's the uncomfortable math most people never see. If the supply of money grows faster than the supply of real goods and services, prices must rise. Not because businesses are greedy. Not because consumers are reckless. Because math doesn't negotiate. But the rise isn't uniform. Some prices explode. Some barely move. Some fall. That unevenness destroys intuition. People can't tell if they're better off or worse off. Their salary went up, but housing rose faster. Their investments grew, but insurance doubled. Their savings stayed flat. This is how trust erodes. Not through collapse, through confusion. When money loses its anchor, people stop using prices as signals. They rush purchases. They speculate. They hoard assets. They delay saving. The system becomes more reactive and less rational. Ironically, attempts to stabilize it often accelerate the drift. When inflation rises, rates go up. Higher rates slow borrowing. Slower borrowing hits growth. Markets panic. Then pressure builds to reverse course. Cut rates. Stimulate again. The anchor never fully resets. It just oscillates. Now zoom out. This isn't just a national problem. It's global. Currencies float against each other. Capital moves instantly. Trade is priced in expectations, not just costs. When one major currency weakens, others respond. When one central bank tightens, others follow or resist. The anchor isn't just drifting, it's competing. And the global economy becomes a negotiation between narratives. Is inflation temporary? Is growth slowing? Is debt manageable? Markets trade on answers to those questions before facts confirm them. That's why price moves feel disconnected from daily life. That's why headlines sound confident one week and panicked the next. The system is running on belief. Here's the irony. Money was invented to simplify exchange, to reduce uncertainty. Now it's a source of it. And yet, abandoning the system isn't realistic. Hard anchors come with their own risks. Rigid money can cause brutal recessions. Fixed systems break under shock. History is full of examples. So the question isn't whether money should have an anchor. It's what kind. Right now, the anchor is credibility. Do people believe the system will self-correct? Do they trust institutions to manage trade-offs? Do they expect long-term stability? As long as belief holds, prices wobble but don't collapse. When belief cracks, prices don't just rise. They detach. And that's the real danger. Not inflation alone, but price signals losing meaning. When nobody knows what anything should cost, planning disappears. Businesses shorten horizons. Households focus on survival. Speculation replaces productivity. That's when systems become brittle. So here's the final thought to sit with. If money is a measuring tool, and the measurements keep changing, what are we really optimizing for? Growth? Stability? Control? Or just delay? Because once prices lose their anchor, restoring it isn't about one policy decision. It's about rebuilding trust in the ruler itself. And the uncomfortable question is this. Do we still know what stable money looks like? Or have we forgotten because drift feels normal now?